Eric Ten Hag has gone ahead to make some changes in the lineup that's going to take on the side of Bournemouth at the Stadium of Old Trafford. It's match day 16 into the Premier League. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And smash the like button, comment and share. And let's really have a little bit of a chat as far as this beautiful game of football is concerned. That is Man United hosting Bournemouth, a game where we need a must win because this is our time to obviously get to 30 points in 16 games this season. Remember, for the entirety of this season, we haven't gone ahead to obviously draw any game, especially into the Premier League, one will say, but went ahead to draw away at Galatasaray. That's the Champions League. In the Premier League, we've gone ahead to really get... have we drawn any game? Let me see. I don't remember. Like, we've gone ahead to make losses only. We've gone ahead to register 9 wins. Those are 27 points. And we have gone ahead to really lose. Are they 7? Yeah, I think we've gone ahead to lose 7 games in the Premier League. Newcastle loss, Man City loss, Crystal Palace, Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur. That was a loss to Tottenham Hotspur. Those are 5 losses, right? So we are trying to obviously come in through and really put in a shift that everyone really wants. And we really think that we might really get to where we deserve to be as a club of Manchester United. So we are going to obviously show you exactly how Eric Ten Hag is going to have to decide to really start in this game of football as United takes on the side of Bournemouth at the Old Trafford Stadium. And changes have been made. And he has gone ahead to name almost the starting 11 I really called in for. Now, Onana, Amrabat, Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, Anthony Martial, Sergio Reguilon, Garnacho, Dalot, Anthony, Luke Shaw, and Scott McTominay. So this is exactly the entire starting 11 I really went ahead to name. Right, I've gone ahead to name, but I think it's just going ahead to make one change. He has brought in Anton Martial instead of Rasmus Højlund. But if at all you watched my match preview, this is exactly what Eric Ten Hag came up with. Sorry, this is exactly what I came up with as my probable starting 11. Then the substitutes: Ben Dayer, John Evans, Rafael Varane, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Kobbie Mainoo, Pelestri, Donny van de Beek, Rasmus Højlund, and Marcus Rashford. That is the bench for the club of Manchester United as we prepare to host the side of Bournemouth at Old Trafford, and the game will kickstart off in less than half an hour from now. When we go to Bournemouth, they're having Neto, Smith, Zabareni, Senesi, Kekes, Cook, Christie, Kluivert, Semenyo, Solanke, and Tavernier. That is the starting 11 of Bournemouth. And when you go to the bench, they're having Traves, Mefon, Keleni, Philip, Kroos, and very many others onto that bench of Bournemouth. They come into this game of football going ahead, obviously, not to it that they've been beating. You know, they've been registering 4 consecutive wins, but I understand they've gone ahead to be doing that, but this is Old Trafford, and they need to really put a little bit of respect onto this side of Manchester United. And if at all they don't, then they'll understand what Old Trafford is like. You need to pay some huge respect to Old Trafford if at all you are to survive. And if at all you don't pay that respect, then you obviously face it rough here at Old Trafford, and we'll really show you what we are good at, especially when it comes to really exposing teams that obviously coming through and not really give us the respect that we deserve at that club of Manchester United in the stadium of Old Trafford. Now, this is the lineup. Sorry, the formation. 4-2-3-1. Onana gets into the goal again, put up some fantastic saves against Chelsea, and he's back in goal. Ten Hag is going to have to maintain his right back, that is Diego Dallo. By the way, I had gone ahead to predict that Aaron Wan-Bissaka was going to come in through and obviously start, but he has not gone ahead to start. It's Diego Dallo who's going to have to maintain his starting position at the club of Manchester United as we take on Bournemouth today, because Ten Hag really believes that this guy can obviously come in through and we do the needful. He put in some good crosses in the box, and with how we want to play and the intensity we want to play with, Ten Hag believes it's going to be Diego Dallo to do the needful to obviously play as the right back for the club of Manchester United. Sergio Reguilón, having come on against Chelsea, put in a very good goal for the second goal, and he really played some good 45 minutes. Erik ten Hag is going to hit to reward him with a start, into the starting 11 of Man United. And I don't even remember when Sergio Reguilón last started. It has been long since he last started for the club of Man United, but Ten Hag is going to hate to say this guy is really deserving a start. And the start has gone ahead to be given to him, and it's none other than Sergio Reguilón into the starting 11 of Man United, and I think he's going to give us a very good goal in this game. Harry Maguire plays on the right side of the central defense. Huge change made by Erik ten Hag. Remember, Harry Maguire, when he played under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he was being played as a left-sided centre-back. And for Erik ten Hag, he believes that there is no way you can be a better centre-back like playing on the left side of the central defense when you're right-footed. So that's why he collided so much with Luke Shaw, because they never really mastered the art very well. But for Erik ten Hag, he has gone ahead to master the art, and he told him you're going to play as a right back, and a right-sided centre back, and has gone ahead to obviously play very well. And I brought you a story yesterday when he was given his accolade, for the November player of the month. That is Harry Maguire. We go to Luke Shaw, left-sided centre-back. I really predicted this right. I knew he's obviously going to get him in the central defence, because we tried to play a high line against Chelsea, and Chelsea went ahead to beat that high line 3 times in the first half. And if it wasn't the way we closed back, Lindelof and Harry Maguire couldn't have the legs to obviously chase the likes of Raheem Sterling and Nicholas Jackson. And most memorably, you remember what the guy went ahead to do. That is Onana. Onana had to go on and obviously save us onto the night. That is it. So he went ahead to obviously put up a show, and Ten Hag has decided to get in Luke Shaw, because when Luke Shaw played in the centre-back, that is the right-sided centre-back, all was okay. And Chelsea never hit us on the break again, because we had a fast defender in the central defense. And I think today, if you're having Solanke, the likes of Taverniers and Semenyo, known for their physicality and ultra pace, you just need to get Luke Shaw into the central defense, and obviously to that everything really gets to where it deserves to be as a player. Now, after that back four, let's go and really talk about the double pivot. Amrabat and Scott McTominay. Thank you, God. And I went ahead to obviously say we need to see our team having this. And Erik ten Hag is going to have to give it to us that the team of Man United is now having a double pivot of Amrabat and Scott McTominay. I really prayed for it, and it really went ahead to happen the right way. I decided that this should be our way to go, and no way we should not get to where we deserve to be in this. Amrabat played his best game for Man United in the midfield in the Premier League this season, and it was against Chelsea. When I saw him in the starting 11 of Chelsea versus Man United, I knew to it that we can now swamp up, that double pivot of Enzo Fernandez and Moise Caicedo. And this time around, they're having Christie and Cook. This should be what we call our midfield battle won already on paper. I know things can happen differently, but with Scott McTominay energy and Amrabat's energy and the confidence Amrabat got because he played full 90 minutes against Chelsea, what a way to obviously get into the mind of players. Like, what a way to get into the mind of Amrabat with Erik ten Hag, because Amrabat now believes that I'm now playing well, and the manager is obviously trusting me, because if you're Amrabat, you would have gone ahead to obviously get perturbed, especially when the manager went ahead to start Kobe Menu when you're really a variable. That was really a very shocking bit, you know. And Scott McTominay is starting ahead of you, yet a team brought you in because we knew we needed a CDM like Amrabat, and he has always not been starting. So it shows you the levels of Erik ten Hag and how he values players, if at all they are given a chance and they utilize that chance. Amrabat first came on through, I think, when you're playing Everton, and he had some minutes on the field of play. Then he started the game of Galatasaray, played very well. And after Galatasaray, Erik ten Hag never played him in the game of Newcastle, and I think we lost 1-0 away at Newcastle. Then in the game of Chelsea in the midweek, he decided to make a decision that all I'm supposed to do is simple. I have to get going by giving him a start, proving himself against against Chelsea, and Ten Hag gives him another go into this game of football. Scott McTominay scoring a brace against Chelsea, and Ten Hag is going to hate to reward him with another start. I don't know how many games this man has been starting, and he looks like he's going to be like Bruno Fernandes, because Bruno Fernandes is going to hate to start very many games of Man United, but he has not gone ahead to get injured. And Scott McTominay looks like he's a steal, and he's really getting himself to where we want to be. And I think he's going to score again today. I just have that feeling that he's going to score again today. Now, Anthony, right attacking side of the midfield. He played well against Galatasaray, against Newcastle, and against Chelsea. He really had a very good goal. And trust me, you now know exactly what I told you about. I reiterate about this a lot, because I told you that you're going to see United creating very many chances the moment we have two operating outlets on the right attacking side of the midfield. That is the right wing and the left wing. You see to it that nowadays we are having two operating outlets, you know, and we are really creating very many chances. That's why against Chelsea, we created 28 chances. 28 chances in, were they 28, 22? I think 22 to 28 chances in that single fixture, because Anthony is operating at a full wavelength. And you know, even today, he's obviously going to get a goal at this team. No longer selfish. He's improving his end product to the game. And what a way to obviously have him do his job. Then Alejandro Garnacho on the left attacking side of the midfield. Trust me, no other player should start here. It should be Garnacho. And Rashford should be down there asking himself, what am I going to do to get into the starting 11 of Man United? And this is what I want to see at the club of Man United, where a player, whether young or old, gets playing time on merit. You know, if it was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, even if Rashford was obviously fumbling around, he wouldn't have gone ahead to really give him the reason to give him the bench. He wouldn't have gone ahead to bench him. He would have said, all right, the player needs to obviously get down. And even though he deserves that, I'm going to force him on the field of play. And Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to do it onto Marcus Rashford ever since the season started, kept him on the field of play. But guess what? The players come out and obviously showed Erik ten Hag that however much you keep him on the field of play, I'm not going to improve. And for Erik ten Hag this season, we've known him for obviously benching players who have been really inconsistent. And he has gone ahead to do that and has gone ahead to drop him for Garnacho. Garnacho in the previous 4 games, 2 goals and 1 assist. And he's really on fire. And I anticipate that even today, he's going to do the same and really be one of those on the score sheet, or be one of those scoring those goals or creating those chances to go in the back of the net. Bruno Fernandes Borges, central attack midfielder, improving massively this season. And he's obviously doing exactly what I want my number 8 to be doing. And I really love exactly what he puts up on the field of play. That is Bruno Fernandes Borges. And who is leading the line? Anton Martial has gone ahead to come in through for Rasmus Højlund. And I really understand why Erik ten Hag is doing this, because he went ahead to play Rasmus Højlund very many games, and he came in injured. And after recovering from the back injury, then he got a muscle problem. So he got to know that maybe he's really playing him lots of minutes that he shouldn't be playing after returning from injury. And that's why Erik ten Hag is reserving Rasmus Højlund. And if at all you know exactly another game you're supposed to play in the midweek, next week, against Bayern Munich, and you need Rasmus Højlund in, you just have to obviously get him onto the field of play in the midweek and start, then bench him in this game because Anton Martial can do the job against Bournemouth. Let's all agree with it. Let's all agree with it that Anton Martial can do the job against Bournemouth, and he can obviously take the responsibility and really take us to where we deserve to be as a club of Manchester United. So for me, I really understand that Anton Martial is going to really even shine today because Anthony Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes are obviously going to be really creating him chances, and Amrabat and Scott McTominay will connect the attack to the midfield. Sorry, the midfield to the attack on a daily basis. So when you look at if we go to the side of Bournemouth, they're having Neto in goal, Smith right back, meaning that Garnacho is going to be facing Smith, Kakezi, Anton is going to be facing Kakezi, Senesi and Zabani, central defense. Martial is going to face these ones. Christie and Cook, Kluivert are going to face Amrabat, McTominay and Bruno Fernandes. Then Semenyo is going to face Sergio Roglon. Tavernier is going to face Dallo, and Dominic Solhanke is going to face Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire into that system. And that's exactly how that starting 11 is going to look like for the side of Man United as we take on the side of Bournemouth. Now let's go into your comment section. I'm having at the party of Payemi, Man United 3, Bournemouth 0. All right. Thank you very much for watching it through. Then it is followed by Sam Hickman. United will win. All right. Thank you very much, Hickman. And he goes in for a 5-2 win for Man United. All right. Thank you for obviously watching it through. You've gone in for a 5-2 win for the club of Manchester United. That is really very brave of you. But 5 goals can be scored by Man United. That is it. And Sam Hickman, why will Rashford never start? Why will Rashford never to start today? All right. And he's also followed by the same question coming in from, will Rashford not start on the pitch today? I reckon he will score today with McTominay, Fernandes, Garnacho, and Anthony. Everyone who really believes that Rashford would have gone ahead to really start on the field of play, I'll tell you that he hasn't done enough to start in these games. Ever since Garnacho went ahead to prove himself on the left attacking side of the midfield, and Rashford is shrinking, trust me, Ten Hag will go in for the best player on the field of play. And Ten Hag has trusted Rashford. Ever since this season started, Rashford has been starting almost every game. And the only game he's not going to start in the Premier League, I think, has been the game of Chelsea. But every game has been really a variable. Rashford has been played and he has been starting. But what has been his output? Nothing. He doesn't track back. He doesn't put in the energy. So that was going to have to cost us last season. And I told you guys last season when he was really scoring goals, I told you that Rashford is going to have to score goals, but it's going to have to cost us more points because he doesn't track back. I told you he doesn't track back. And if at all you are to really thrive in such a situation, you need a player to obviously track back and really get you going. And that is where we come in through and really talk about the impact of Alejandro Garnacho into this game, you know? And his impact is really felt by everyone who supports Man United because he has gone ahead to put up a show left, right, and center. And that is Alejandro Garnacho. So for me, I see it as something very important, you know, for the side of Manchester United to see to it that Rashford is being benched. And that shows you that our manager is not picking players on favoritism. He's going in for the right players that are really needed to take on this team to the next level. And that's what Erik ten Hag is doing. And I'm so much happy for him to obviously go ahead and do this job. So that is really important for the side of Manchester United. And trust me, he's on bench on merit. And Garnacho is starting on merit. Diala Chizoba, good afternoon. Thank you for watching him through. You say United 2, Bournemouth 0, because we need to stop. We need to sit either to obviously get ahead and obviously get going on the table. So for me, Rashford deserves to be on the bench. That is it. Amrabat is starting. Kobe Menu back on the bench. And I think he's going to have a good go in this game because Ten Hag will need to rest some players in this game. And I don't see Amrabat being taken off unless otherwise the game has gone ahead to obviously stiffen and harden a little bit. So Diala Chizoba, we need that 3 points. So we need those 3 points. That is it. We need the 3 points. And When we get them on, then the rest is going to be history. We'll be at 30 points, and everyone knows what the Premier League is going to be like in the next 17 minutes. Very many games are going to be played at 18 hours, and Man City is one of those. Well, Man City is playing tomorrow, meaning that if at all we score, if at all we win today, we'll go to 30 points, and we'll have to shift from the 6th position to the 5th position, because even Spurs is playing tomorrow, and that really imposes a lot of pressure onto the side of Tottenham Hotspur as they go into this game of football, because they know that they need to win, as United will be ahead of them. Then this is Gatahani Lumbamo. Hello, bro. How are you doing today? I'm doing great. And we've been here really doing what we call the Match Day Live. You know, Match Day 16 Live, United versus Bournemouth. My prediction, 3-0. 3-0 for the club of Manchester United as we head into this. We need to obviously get geared up, as we really need to win this. Remember, next weekend you're playing Liverpool, and if you're playing Liverpool next weekend, all you need to do is to have a very good gear. Win against Chelsea, win against Bournemouth, beat Bayern Munich in the midweek, and the rest will be history. So, guys, thank you everyone who has been part of this live. You're obviously going to return with the match reaction. We are going to be streaming live on this channel.